Hi guys. So there's a crazy lightning storm happening outside right now, just to acknowledge that. And in case you didn't know, I have been living nomadically for about a month now, and it's been really crazy. So basically what that means, if you're not aware, is like I don't have a permanent home that I go to. I don't have like an apartment or a house or something like that. I'm literally just living out of two suitcases and traveling the world, basically. So I've been doing this for about a month, and I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a check-in and talk about some of the things that I've learned so far. Because one of the cool things about living this way is that you really are forced to confront yourself and your habits and your issues and things that you do that annoy yourself and ways that you sabotage yourself, and you really just have to look yourself in the face for who you are. And it's really great because it shows you the ways that you need to change and some of the areas that you can do some personal growth in. So let's get right into it. And I would also say, if you're going to pursue this kind of lifestyle, or you're thinking about it, this is definitely something good to note, and things I actually kind of wished I had known before. Okay, so first, things will go wrong. Murphy's Law is like, if something can go wrong, it will. And I don't necessarily say that's always true, but things go wrong and shit happens. It's life. And you can't expect everything to always go according to the way that you planned it. It just won't happen. Sometimes plans fall through, or people make mistakes, or whatever. You know what I mean? And especially for someone like me, I'm very type A. I can be a perfectionist. And it's hard when like something doesn't go according to the way that I planned it to regroup and get myself together and get a new plan in order. But it's a really good skill to have, to be resourceful and adaptable. And so definitely just be prepared for that. And then the next tip kind of comes along with that, or a thing that I've learned is don't plan too far ahead. When I first started, I had like the first 2.5 months of the trip planned out. And that was definitely a mistake on my part, because as I soon found out, things just don't go according to plan a lot of the time. And things come up, things happen, good things and bad things, that change your plans. And that's okay. You just can't plan like months and months and months in advance. You just have to kind of like seize the moment and just let things happen the way that they should. And it can be hard, because it's hard to let go of that control, because you want to know where you're going to be, when you're going to be there. And, sometimes you have to accept that that's not going to happen. Like back in Seattle, one of my Airbnbs actually canceled on me. And I was freaking out, because I was like, I'm going to have no place to go. What am I going to do? How am I going to plan this? I booked a flight for a specific date, and now I might have to cancel that. And it actually turned out to be a blessing, because I felt like I was done with my time in Seattle after my first Airbnb. So I'm glad I didn't have to stay there for another 10 days. And canceling my flight was easy. Through Southwest, I just used that money to book another flight. And I decided to come to Phoenix, which is where I am now. And I'm so glad it worked out that way, because I can't imagine how bored I would have been in Seattle for another 10 days. And I had already been there for 2 weeks, and that was like more than enough time. And on top of that, also I got invited on this incredible press vacation. And I don't think I can talk about it yet, but it's so exciting. And I never would have been able to go on this trip if I had my 2 months planned and like stuck to that. I never would have been able to take advantage of this great opportunity. So, yeah, things go wrong, plans change. Don't plan too far ahead. You will regret it. Trust me. Okay, my third tip / thing that I've learned is that you need to live in the moment. With all of this stuff going on, it can be so easy to be like living in the future and just constantly thinking ahead to the next thing. and spending all your time worrying and having anxiety. But you really just have to let that stuff go. And you just have to trust that everything will work out the way that it should, and believe in yourself enough and have fun, you know, because there's so much of the time I feel like so far I haven't allowed myself to have fun because I've been like, I have to get this done, I have to work, I have to save money because I spent so much doing these other things, so I can't do anything today. I need to figure out my plan, and, you know, just like on and on and on, like not living in the present moment and not taking full advantage of the opportunity I have right in front of me to do something, you know. And I would definitely say, you know, live in the present moment. And, you know, not everything has to be so serious. Like, letting something go and just having fun for a day is not going to kill you. So, you know, definitely don't get, like, too serious and too, like, in your own head. The next tip is to get outside of your comfort zone. And this is something that might seem kind of obvious and cliche, but it's really true because, and I mean it probably in a more deep way, because all of us get into these habits and these patterns of behavior, and we end up just like living our life by them, and we don't even realize it. Like, it becomes so second nature that that's just how you do things. And when you live nomadically, you start to really see all of your patterns of behavior a lot more clearly and overtly than you do if you're living in the same place, doing the same things all the time. And that's definitely been something huge for me. That's might even be my biggest lesson that I've learned, is that you have to get outside of those patterns if you want to break the behavior, right? So, for example, I tend to be very introverted, and almost too much so, though, to where a lot of times I'll just, like, stay in my bubble and not really put myself out there. And as a result, I don't have that many close friends. And something that I've wanted to cultivate on this trip is making new friends. And yeah, at first, though, I was just kind of doing the same things I've always done, not really socializing, not talking to people, not really going out to, like, social events and stuff. And you know, I was getting the same result of not having social connection. But you're not going to have connection if you do the same things over and over. You can live the same life in any actual location. You know, you can do the same things and be the same kind of person and just do it in a different setting. Everyone always thinks, like, the solution is to move and go to a new place, and that new place will just instantly change you. And it doesn't work like that. You know, you have to change you. A setting is not going to change you, at least not permanently. You know, because the magic and all that wears off really quickly, which is probably the difference between something like this and, like, a vacation. So definitely just getting out of your comfort zone, doing things differently, and not being afraid to change your patterns. It's really, really, really important. My final tip and knowledge piece is letting go of fear. And this is something that really came up today. I had an amazing session with my life coach. Her name is Crystal Brandt, for any of you who are curious. And because I was having thoughts of quitting the nomadic life and moving to New York. And I realized, though, that that whole process of thought came from a place of fear that actually wasn't even based in my own reality and experiences. It comes from something from my parents' lives. And so I realized that, like, I was letting fear kind of control me and get in the way of doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing, right? And it's so easy to get scared and have anxiety, and it's, you know, it's there are scary moments, you know what I mean? Especially, like, when you don't have a home and you're dependent in some way on, you know, your circumstances. It can be difficult, you know, to just be like, I'm not going to be afraid of what's going to happen. You know, especially I think for me, like, one of my biggest anxieties is, like, money, because I was like, I don't think I have money to, like, do this for months and months and months. But I'm trusting that I know I'm supposed to be doing this, and there's a reason for it, and the circumstances with the money will align themselves the way that they're supposed to. And I've already been opening some revenue streams, so it's already kind of been happening. So yeah, so that's going to be the end of this video. But definitely, if you have any questions for me, you want to get in contact with me for any reason, definitely feel free to check out my website, which I will leave a link in the description for, as well as like my social medias and blogs and whatnot. And I will talk to you guys soon.